Hello and welcome to Eldridge Park for Cape Cod League Baseball on your Orleans Firebirds radio network. I'm Carlo Jimenez alongside my partner Gareth Kwok, and today we bring you the 2-3-1 Orleans Firebirds as they take on the 3-3 Harwich Mariners. The Mariners offense has been on fire as of late, putting up 11 runs in each of their last two games. Harwich, with their hot offense, brings their best pitcher on their staff to Eldridge to open up the ball game, as Evan Sauber will be getting the start. Sauber struck out 10 in 6 innings and did not allow a run versus YD in his last outing. The Mariners will be looking for a revenge win over Orleans after they lost in the opener here at Eldridge Park. On the other side, the Orleans Firebirds finished their game in a scoreless tie at Eldridge Park for the first time since 2012. The Firebirds are now facing off against this Mariners team for the third time this season, with a second matchup between the two teams ending in a rainout at White House Field on June 23rd. It's a rematch of opening night, as for the third time in 9 days, the Orleans Firebirds take on the Harwich Mariners. First pitch is coming up, but first, let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Noah, take it away.
Yeah, Carlo, familiar foe, familiar scene, and once again, we got another edition of the Early Bird pregame show, but this time, no Cole Bradley. I've brought Gareth Kwok out of the booth. He's kind of out of his element, but, he's with me now. It's going to be a great time. My name's Noah Searson, as always. We got a lot to get to and not a lot of time. But before we get started, some of the storylines into today's game and our keys to the game, we got to talk about yesterday. Not something you see too often, a 0-0 tie against YD at home. Get a point, but not ideal, Gareth. And one of the reasons why, the offense couldn't really do anything was the wind, but Jace Young hit an absolute tank. It was the hardest hit ball by a Firebird all season. He gets a triple with 0 outs, but Gareth, they couldn't get him in with 0 outs, man on third.
Yeah, I mean, if it was any other Cape League ballpark, that's probably a home run for Jace Young. But he hits it to the deepest part of Eldridge. It just, unfortunately, it's just a triple. And the Orleans offense, and kind of the story that we've seen from the Firebirds, is either it's good pitching, but the hitting doesn't quite pick it up, or either the hitting comes through, but then the pitching kind of lags through. So, assistant coach Jay Banfield, we were talking before the game, hopefully they can find a little sync in that. Maybe good pitching, good hitting, good defense, like what we saw in the first game against Harwich. That seemed to be the best performance yet. So if they can get both sides to sort of flourish, I think that will be the keys to another Orleans victory.
Well, yeah, Gareth, you mentioned, I think it's a big enough sample size where we kind of realize this is becoming an emerging trend. We saw it against Chatham, able to get a couple in the 8th inning, but with guys like Delata or Locklear up, it couldn't necessarily get it done. So for the Firebirds, one of the big things that they're going to have to do is be able to get those guys, in, because let's be honest, if you want to contend for a Cape League championship, contend for the playoffs, win some games in the Cape League, you're going to have to be able to do that. So, hopefully the team in clutch situations can get a bit better. That was the story yesterday. Again, 0-0 tie against YD. Kind of a weird situation, but we got another game today against Harwich. It seems like every other day at this point we're playing a Harwich. And once again, yesterday we had a new player come in, Peyton Chardonnay. He's not active yet, but we have a new active player today, Matt Goodert. He's from Arkansas, who was, by the way, the #1 team in the country for most of the year. And Gareth, he's just another guy who's going to bring more power to this lineup.
Yeah, he had 15 home runs on the season. That was an Arkansas team that broke their single-season school record for total home runs. They had 109 total home runs that year. They broke the record of 98 or so. So Goodhart's going to bring some power to this team. It's already got a lot of power. Maybe they can find the guy who can kind of provide a little more average-wise, but basically I think Goodhart's going to be key. He's active. We'll see if he gets in the starting lineup the next few days or so, but for now it's a nice addition for Orleans as we head on and move forward into this season.
Yeah, it's a nice addition. He's active, likely not going to see him tonight, but like you said, he was literally in the 3-4 spot all season long for the Razorbacks, a phenomenal hitter, so maybe in a certain pinch hitting scenario, you Firebirds fans could be seeing him. Nice to see, another fantastic hitter reach the lineup. But let's take it from the hitters to the pitchers, because tonight, boy, do we have another great pitching matchup. It seems like every single night brings another new set of elite arms. And on the Firebird side, it's all about Max Rajic. He was a stud all season at UCLA, an All-American actually, but coming into his season at the Cape, they wanted to stretch him out a little bit, because at UCLA he was mostly, used as a short inning reliever type guy. But in his first game against Chatham, 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, scoreless ball, and it seems like, Gareth, if all goes well, they're going to give him more leash, maybe give him another inning tonight.
Yeah, that UCLA pitching staff, he was their closer, and he was terrific for the Bruins, and they want him to stretch him out, as you said, Noah, try to become more of a starter. He certainly has that potential, and we saw it last week against Chatham. So today against Harwich, we'll see if he's still on that pitch count. I know early on in the season, Kelly Nicholson, they were saying about 3 innings, 45 pitches or so. That's a very hard count, but maybe second start, we'll see if they stretch him out further. It really depends on how he does, but for now, we'll continue to see Radjic thrive in this starting position.
Well, and on the other side, Harwich has an absolute elite arm on the hill. I'll give it to you for this one, Gareth, but definitely not going to be easy for Firebirds hitters tonight.
Yeah, Evan Shawver's a really talented arm out of Cincinnati, and D1 Baseball actually released he's a top 50 draft prospect for this summer. And, you know, talking to the Harwich broadcasters, he doesn't have much time here because he's going to get drafted. He's going to be a stud. And so, again, Orleans, there's no break in the pitching that they face. It's all elite arms, and so they're going to have to get the bats going again against Shawver, who's a terrific arm for Harwich, and find a way to generate some offense, Noah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when we're thinking about this game, the Firebirds, let's be honest, they desperately need a win to kind of get back on track because we know how talented this team is, but we haven't really seen it come to fruition yet. So when we're talking about keys to the game, Gareth, what's your key if, you know, the Firebirds are going to come out with a victory tonight?
You know, I was talking to the assistant coach, Jay Banfield, and we kind of have a little back and forth about what's sort of the hot take. What's the prediction? I'm thinking, you know, the bottom of the order here, Benjamin Blackwell from Dayton, Garrett Gillimet, those guys get going. They've been sort of struggling on going to get the offense going, get some hits going. They've had one combined hit in the last 20 or so at-bats between those two. So maybe if they get those bats going, they produce some good at-bats against Shawver. That might flip over the lineup to Jordan Sprinkle and Ryland Thomas, Jace Young, those guys who've been producing. So I think the bottom of the order is key in this one tonight.
Yeah, I think that's great, Gareth. If you can get a little production at the bottom, set up the top, that would be phenomenal. But I'm going to go to the defensive side. The pitching's been pretty good, so I'm not worried about it. But rather, let's talk about the defense and cleaning it up just a little bit, because this defense has been pretty solid, but there have been some situations where they have had extremely costly mistakes, whether, you know, that's one of the catchers not getting behind a ball like they should have, pass ball. We've seen multiple pass ball runs. Those are killer, or a bang-bang play at YD the other night. So clean up these really, really, you know, not necessarily easy defensive plays, but if you can clean those up a little bit, save a couple more runs, that, you know, helps both the batters and the pitchers, setting them up for a good team win. Those are our keys of the game. Once again, Gareth Kwok coming out of the booth. Thank you so much. It was a fun time. But I'm going to send it back to Carlo Jimenez. We've got the anthem and then the first call. So, Carlo, take it away and, you know, talk a little bit just so Gareth can get back to the booth with you. You might want to start running. But, Carlo, back to you.
Thanks so much, Noah. And Gareth has got some terrific speed, so I'm sure he'll be back here in a hot second. Getting ready for the anthem here on our live stream at Eldridge Park. Game 7 of the season. Anthem is being just about to get ready. We just had first pitch. Eldridge Park, wind still blowing in from center field, strong like it was yesterday. And we'll see if that plays a factor. Like Noah and Gareth mentioned, a 0-0 tie in yesterday's contest. First time there's been a 0-0 tie in the Cape since 2017, and the first 0-0 tie Orleans has been involved in since 2012. So today, will we see offense? Will we see a run? I don't know. We have to tune in to find out. Orleans is in the white uniforms with the Firebirds across the chest in red with the white pants and a red belt. Meanwhile, Harwich Mariners in the gray unis with the dark blue striping, the Harwich logo on the left side of the uniform with the numbers on the right on the lower end of the jersey. Harwich, like we mentioned, a slow start to this season, but they've really been turning it on with some new players coming into the lineup from Notre Dame. Zach Preisner along with Carter Pultz have been an injection of energy, and we'll see how they affect this game today. Gareth, thanks for hopping back on. Coming here at lightning speed. All that running's paying off for you. We're going to get to the national anthem, and we'll come back with the starting lineups here at Eldridge Park. Orleans and Harwich for the third time in 9 days.
guess you don't have to worry about them front or back again. They were supposed to be out here for the national anthem. We said they were coming back out. I guess they're doing well there. No, maybe they are. I chop it at the bit. They better hurry up.
I had a couple different guys say that. Cross-checking.
The 2021 Orleans Firebirds. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please rise and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem. Tonight's singer is Peter Hero. Peter Michael is a proud father of 3 and Firebirds fan for over 20 years. With over 100 events in the USA and Canada since 2003, he's performed in 12 Major League Baseball stadiums, including Wrigley Field, Camden Yards, and Fenway Park. He dedicates his singing career to the men and women who protect and serve our nation. Happy to have all of us together. He invites you to sing along.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, a beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and let's bring you the starting lineups for this one. Orleans and Harwich. For the Harwich Mariners, they will start with the right fielder, junior out of Coastal Carolina, Nick Lucky. Behind him will be Zach Preisner, one of those 2 seniors out of Notre Dame. Preisner playing shortstop today. Brock Wilkin, the third baseman, sophomore out of Wake Forest. Big power hitter, already 2 home runs on the season, including a grand slam in yesterday's contest for Harwich. Pat Winkle in the cleanup spot, designated hitter out of UConn. Carter Putz will be a senior out of Notre Dame. He'll play first base today. He's in the 5th spot. Josh Hood, the junior out of NC State, playing left field today in the 6th hole. 7, 8, 9, it's Aaron McKeithen, the catcher out of Charlotte. Ben Malgeri, the center fielder out of Northeastern. And Hal Hughes, the second baseman, senior out of Rice. Well, behind Max Rajic on the mound for Orleans. Down the third base line, we'll start from left to right on the infield. Locklear at third, Sprinkle at short. Jace Young playing second base. Julio Marcano back at first base. Rylan Thomas in left today, away from his regular center field. Jared McKenzie will have to roam all that grass in center. And then Connor Cox in right field. No Chase DeLauder today. First time this season, Chase is not playing. Garrett Gillette, second straight start. He'll be behind the dish, putting down the signs for the UCLA pitcher, Max Rajic. Rajic has 1 start so far this season for Orleans. That came against Chatham. He went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 4, and did not allow a run. He was terrific. Big right-hander, 6'2", 205. And he will start to face Nick Lucky as the right-handed batter walks to the box. The third time in 9 days the Mariners and the Firebirds go at it. Game 2 was rained out at White House Field. Game 1 was an 8-1 blowout on opening night, favored to the Firebirds. And today as the sun sets, we get set for Game 3. Harwich and Orleans on this Monday night at Eldridge Park. Rajic looks on, his first pitch misses away to Lucky, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Nick Lucky, so far on the season, hitting .200 a week through. 1-0. And he swings and fouls one right back at us. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed batter. Lucky had his first multi-hit game of the season against Chatham in yesterday's 11-6 win, in which the Mariners fell down 5-0 early. 1-1, swing and a miss. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lucky was terrific at Coastal Carolina. at the top of the lineup, led the team in runs and triples, and leading off this Mariners team tonight. 1-2 upstairs, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed batter. Rajic, you'll see a lot of fastball, curveball, likes to work the zone away. He'll throw the changeup in there sometimes. 2-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Lucky on a strikeout, and there's one away in the top of the first. So Rajic works through the leadoff man, and now he'll face the right-handed batter, Zach Preisner. Preisner, one of those new players out of Notre Dame, although is from Southern California, where Max Rajic is from. Grew up in Carlsbad, went to San Marcos High School. First pitch, swing, and he fouls it back to the screen. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Preisner just joined the team this weekend. Was named ACC Championship All-Tournament Team. Went 7 for 8 at the plate against Charlotte. 0-1, skips in. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rajic, a closer for UCLA this year. Trying to turn him into a starter this summer. The 1-1 to the plate. On the inside for a strike. Changeup finds the zone, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty, 1 out, top of the first, no score. Orleans and Harwich. And this Monday night, 1-2. Off the outside. And low in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Preisner just 2 for 9 since coming to the Cape. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to open up the ball game for Max Rajic. He has the top 2 hitters in this Harwich lineup fooled, and up comes Brock Wilkin where the base is empty and 2 out.
He threw a couple of nice curveballs down low to sort of change the eye level of Preisner before elevating that fastball high in at the mid-90s. So far, a good start for Rajic. 2 strikeouts in.
And now he'll have to face one of the hottest hitters in the Cape Cod, and Brook Wilkin. Right-handed batter takes first pitch strike. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to him. Wilkin hitting .409, 2 home runs, including a grand slam yesterday. Sophomore out of Wake Forest. Hit 17 home runs. 0-1, swing and a miss. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. And Rajic ahead of the count. Wilkin 17 home runs, tied a single season record for Wake Forest, and was the most home runs by a true freshman in the nation. Wind blowing in strong from center. Top of the first base is empty, 2 outs. 0-2 from Rajic. Curveball misses low, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wilkin.
You mentioned the wind blowing in again, just like how it was yesterday, Carlo. It's going to be tough for any of these hitters from both sides to hit 1 out. So it's going to have to be sort of the little things that you do today to get the win.
Wilkin 2 for 3 in opening night. Here about a week ago, 1-2. Misses high, and the count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the right-handed batter. Wilkin taps the plate once. Eyes Rajic, looking for a clean 1-2-3 inning. Max kicks, 2-2. Off the outside, Wilkin lays off the breaking ball, and the count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rajic has a short leash here with Kelly Nicholson. I'm sure it will lengthen as the season goes, but not used to throwing many innings. 3-2, swinging a line drive into right field. Right fielder Cox going back over towards the wall, and 1 hops the wall. Around first, on his way to second is Brock Wilkin. He's in there standing. Wilkin goes oppo, picks up a 2-out double, and Harwich with the chance for the runner in scoring position in the top of the first.
Yeah, the hottest hitter in the Harwich lineup continues to stay hot. Got a fastball outside corner, and he puts a good swing on it, and it had some good backspin as well over the head of Cox, and he's in scoring position now. Chance for Harwich to strike first.
It'll be Pat Winkle, the left-handed batter. With a runner at second and 2 out, top of the first inning. Rajic giving up the double to Wilkin after striking out Lucky and Preisner to open up the game. First pitch, swinging a hot shot on the ground towards second. Young to his left, stabs it with the glove, spins, throws to first in time, and that will do it. 1 hit, 1 left aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Wilkin doubles, but that is all for Harwich. No score through a half here at Eldridge Park.
And fans, tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Mosquito Mary's. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to MosquitoMarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29. And tonight's broadcast is also sponsored by Cape Cod Coca-Cola. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Thanks so much, Garrett. Really appreciate it. Let's get this Orleans Firebirds starting lineup to you. We'll start with the sophomore of UCSB, whose days are numbered with the Firebirds, Jordan Sprinkle, the shortstop. Then the left fielder, Rylan Thomas, sophomore of USC. And another sophomore from the East Coast, Connor Cox, out of Long Beach State, will bat third. Cleaning up, it's Jace Young, the sophomore out of Texas Tech. And then Tyler Locklear, who will be playing third base today, the sophomore out of VCU. Jared McKenzie, the center fielder out of Baylor, batting out of the 6-hole. 7-8-9, Julio Marcano, the senior out of New Jersey Institute of Technology. Benjamin Blackwell in the 8-hole, junior out of Dayton. And Garrett Gilmet will bat in the 9th spot. On the mound for this Harwich Mariners team, Evan Schaumburg. Evan, one of the better pitchers, who had one of the better first outings of the season this year in the Cape Cod. He is probably going to be gone in the draft come a couple of weeks, but for now the Mariners trying to get the most out of him. In his first inning against YD a week ago, he went 6 innings, gave up just 3 hits, and struck out 10, not allowing a walk. You'll see fastball, slider from him, the rare changeup or curveball. He likes to go into both righties and lefties, and we'll see if Orleans, a team that only got 3 hits in yesterday's contest, can get to him. So it starts with a right-handed batter, Jordan Sprinkle. Bottom of the first, no score, YD and Harwich. On a windy day here in Orleans. Sprinkle hitting .238 this season in his 21 at-bats. Has scored 6 runs. Opening offering to him. And he swings and fouls one off down the right field line. And the count, no balls, 1 strike to Sprinkle. Sprinkle heading to Team USA. Couple of days now. Peyton Chatinier, who's here with the Firebirds and has now been activated, waiting to take over that role at shortstop. 0-1, low. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Sprinkle. Garrett Sprinkle, one of the better high character guys on this team. You see him 30 minutes before a game, always talking to young kids, signing autographs. 1-1. Checks his swing, goes around, says home plate umpire Mike Robideau. In the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's just one of the just a good guy that you want to have in the dugout in the clubhouse. Always introducing himself to the interns even and the fans. He's such a good guy.
1-2 to leadoff man, and he swings and grounds one foul down the third base line. And we'll try it again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sprinkle's got great speed on the base path, stole 2 bases in one game at Wareham on Friday. And the Firebirds offense that only had 3 hits would love to get their leadoff man aboard in the bottom of the first. 1-2. Strike 3 on the outside. Sprinkle down looking. And there's 1 away in the bottom of the first.
Schaumburg with the good fastball. Just catches the outside corner. He's sitting around that low 90s. 90, 91 right now. And you combine that with the hard 12-6 curve that he's got in the slider. There's no wonder he's projected to go high in the draft coming soon.
According to Division I Baseball, 45th draft prospect this year. First pitch to lefty Rylan Thomas. He swings and lines one into left field, a base hit. It is Rylan Thomas's world here early in the Cape Cod. Another single for the average leader. 1 week through, and a runner is aboard in the bottom of the first for Orleans.
The hottest hitter on the Cape stays hot. Now 9 hits for Rylan already 1 week in.
So up comes the right-handed batter, Connor Cox, with 1 on and 1 out. Cox looks towards Schaumburg, opening offering. Strike on the outside edge. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to him. Connor hitting .238 has also been a pleasant surprise. I think Rylan and Cox at the beginning of the year, Gareth, were hitting 7 and 8. Now they're hitting 2 and 3 in this lineup. They have impressed skipper Kelly Nicholson. 0-1 to the draft eligible Cox. He swings and pops it up. Back behind the screen, over on the hill. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. So 2 guys, one on the mound, and Evan Schaumburg, and one at the plate, and Connor Cox, who most likely will hear their names called on July 11th, or maybe through July 14th. One hit by Ryland Thomas. He leads at first. One out, bottom of the first, no score. The third game in 9 days between Harwich and Orleans. And the Firebirds looking to get back in the win column. 2 losses and a tie in their last 3 games. Throw down to first. Thomas back with a head first slide. Nice pick move by Schaber. And the count remains no balls, 2 strikes as Cox digs back in. Would not be surprised to see Cox put a bunt down earlier in this at-bat, but now 0-2. He'll probably have to swing away. Salver deals. Off the outside. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Connor Cox. Cox hit leadoff for the Long Beach State Dirtbag, so he's used to being in the top part of the lineup. 1-2, and he swings and fouls it back to the screen. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Ball boy does a good job scooping it up with the left hand, jogging behind the screen. Sun starting to set down the right field line. A sea of lawn chairs on the hill, wind blowing in on this Monday night at Eldredge. Scoreless game. Ryland Thomas leads at first, 1 out. Chavez 1-2. Cox fights off another fastball down the right field line. And another 1-2 pitch upcoming. Thomas has good speed at first base. Shadows falling across the infield. Evan Schaber in the shade. Connor Cox in the sun at the box. Schaber is 1-2 to the plate. Cox swings, fouls it down the left field line. Over towards the seats. And another 1-2 pitch upcoming.
Yeah, it can be kind of tricky because Schaber's still a little bit in the shade, whereas the batter's box still has a little bit of daylight shining onto it to pick up this baseball, and it probably will still be like this for at least, I would have to guess, another 45 minutes or so.
Thomas singled, he's at first. 1 out, scoreless game, bottom of the first. 1-2, low. Connor Cox working a long at bat here with Evan Schaber. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Orleans, a 0-0 tie yesterday. Looking to get the offense going today. 2-2. Swinging a line drive into left field, a base hit. Back-to-back knocks by Thomas and Cox. And there's 2 on with 1 out in the bottom of the first for Jace Young. As Orleans has a runner in scoring position, looking to draw first blood, which would be huge for a Firebirds offense that only had 3 hits in 9 innings yesterday. Already 2 hits in this bottom of the first against Evan Schaber, who gave up all of 3 hits in 6 innings in his last outing. Firebirds getting to the lefty. Thomas at second. He's the go-ahead run. Cox at first. First pitch to Young. Left-handed batter. Swings and fouls one right back to the screen. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Jace Young had probably one of the hardest hit triples of his life in yesterday's game. A 106 off the end of the bat to deep center field. Would have been a home run in nearly every other ballpark on the Cape Cod. Schaber eyes Thomas at second, looks on. 0-1. Off the outside. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jace hitting .208 with 5 RBIs. But has struggled seeing the baseball. 7 strikeouts for him so far this season. Schaber is 1-1. Skips in. And the count, 2 balls and a strike to Jace Young. Thomas singled to left. Connor Cox followed suit. There's 2 on with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Pretty good crowd on hand here at Eldredge Park as the Firebirds are looking for a win. Their second of 3 in a row at home. Schaber looks back at second. Back goes Thomas, standing. Ryland's jersey still all white for now. Wearing those white HDMH uniforms, but would not be surprised, Gareth, if at the end of the game it's covered in dirt. He's always sliding all over the place. 2-1. Young swings and pops one up. Straight back. Over Route 28 behind us, and the count levels out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A Firebirds team that is top 3 in the league in ERA, but bottom 3 in average. Hitting just .211. I know it's early, but the bats of the Firebirds, who are headlining this season, have been dormant so far. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom 1, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Young strikes out. Slider gets him chasing, and there's 2 away, and it's up to Tyler Locklear in the bottom of the first inning.
A slider running away from Young. And yeah, I think that's been the one surprising part with so far with Jace in this week has been the strikeout rate.
So 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the first. Can Orleans pick up a run? Something they were unable to do all of yesterday. It's up to the right-handed batter, Tyler Locklear. Opening offering. And he swings and taps one, foul, down the third base line. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Locklear hitting .211 this season. Big power hitter out of VCU. Had a grand slam 2 days ago. 7 RBIs on the season. Leads this Orleans team. Wearing the black undersleeves under the uniform. Shaver looks at Thomas, who leads at second. Takes another look. 0-1. Strike nicks the outside part of the plate. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Shaver in the driver's seat against Locklear. Sprinkle struck out. Ryland Thomas singled. Connor Cox singled. And Jace Young struck out. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the first in a scoreless game. Locklear trying to get Orleans a run home. 0-2. Misses away. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind blowing in today, Gareth, but not nearly as hard as it was yesterday.
It's definitely, I think it's still going to play a factor as far as any ball hit in the air. It's still going to die out there. You're going to have to really get a hold of one to pop one out of Eldridge tonight.
Go ahead run Ryland Thomas at second base. Connor Cox at first with 2 outs. Bottom 1, no score. 1-2. Misses inside, almost clips Locklear. Thomas thought about going to third as that ball popped out of the glove of McKeithen and rolled down the third base line for a second. But he stays at second base, and the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. And a 2-2 count to Tyler Locklear. Deuce is wild here at Eldridge Park. Can Orleans bring a run home? The pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Locklear, and that will do it for the bottom of the first inning. 2 hits, both runners left the board. Orleans does not score as Shaver strikes out 3. We'll head to the second inning. No score between Harwich and Orleans.
And after this bottom of the first, we're going to do a little Orleans Firebirds Alumni Spotlight. And so on this edition of Orleans Firebirds Alumni Spotlight, we give an update on 2014 Firebird Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth, now with the San Diego Padres, has been red hot as of late in his last 7 games. He's hitting .400 with 4 home runs and 9 runs batted in, including 4 straight games with a homer last week. He has 10 hits in his last 25 at-bats, and for the season, he's hitting .287 with 12 homers and 33 runs batted in. That's today's Firebirds Alumni Spotlight on 2014 Firebird and now current San Diego Padre, Jake Cronenworth.
Thanks so much, Gareth. Jake, wishing him all the best. Former Orleans Firebirds, doing us proud in the big leagues. Max Radjic on the mound to open up the top of the second inning. Harwich and Orleans scoreless at Eldridge Park. Sun starting to fall behind the tree down the right field line that will cause shadows across the field. As up comes the right-handed batter, Carter Poltz, to open up the top of the second. Poltz, one of those seniors out of Notre Dame, talking to the Harwich broadcasters before the game, they said, you know, Poltz and Preisner have really injected some energy into this Harwich team that started 0-2. First pitch. Strike, nicks the outside edge, and the count, no balls, 1 strike to Putz. Putz wearing the stirrups, but has the pants pulled over the top of them, 0-1. And he swings and drives one into right center field. Going back to center field, McKenzie towards the wall. He leaps, and that ball one-hops the wall. McKenzie picks it up on a hop, throws it in, and into second goes Carter Pohl. It's the second double of the ball game for Harwich, as Putz moves himself into scoring position, and up comes Josh Hood with a runner on and nobody out in the top of the second.
It's another well-struck ball off the bat of Carter Putz going to right center field. So both Harwich guys, Brock Wilkin and now Putz, going opposite field against Rajic. That might be the strategy for them moving forward.
It'll be the righty Josh Hood opening offering high. And the count, 1 ball, no strikes to him. Putz has been terrific for Harwich early, 4 for 9 with an RBI. He's made an immediate impact out of that 5 spot. 1-0. Strike on the outside edge. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Josh Hood, the junior out of NC State. Hood did not play in the opener versus Orleans. Came to the Cape League after leaving the Coastal Plains League. 1-1, swing and a miss, and the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gareth, he was leading the Coastal Plains League in home runs with 4, had only played 11 games and was hitting .289, and Harwich said, hey, we could use you over here in the Cape Cod League. He packed his things up and took a flight over, and here he is playing tonight. 1-2. Swing and a miss and a big curveball, and there's 1 away in the top of the second.
Yeah, a couple of nice curveballs there from Rajic. That's a pitch he's told us before. He's trying to work on it a little bit more. Let's just usually a 2-pitch guy as a closer, but if you're going to be a starter, you definitely got to have a good feel for that 3rd pitch, and we're seeing that now with that curveball that Rajic's throwing.
So up comes the right-handed batter, Aaron McKeithen, with a runner at second base in scoring position, and Carter Putz. Top of the second, 1 out, first pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Putz with a leadoff double to right center. He stands at second. And McKeithen, the sophomore out of Charlotte, playing for the 49ers this year, trying to bring the runner home. 0-1 upstairs. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Orleans had 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the first. They could not bring a run home. Runners at second and first. Harwich with a runner in scoring position in the top of the second, and they're looking to capitalize. 1-1. Finds the bottom of the zone. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Aaron McKeithen. McKeithen being coached by former Orleans Firebirds pitching coach Robert Woodard at Charlotte. Team that made the Greenville Regional. Was unable to get out of it. 1-2. Breaking ball just off the outside. And the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a little Firebirds connection here from McKeithen. Woodard was only a pitching coach for 1 year here in Orleans. 2-2 with a runner at second. And a swing and a foul back to the screen. And we'll try it again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carter punts with the double. He's at second base. Wind dying down a little bit here at Eldridge. On a beautiful Monday in Orleans. 3rd time in 9 days these 2 teams facing off. And the Firebirds looking for a win. Rajic looks at second, looks home. Takes another peek. Time is called at the plate. And McKeithen wants to restrap his gloves. Harwich trying to strike first. 2-2. Breaking ball. Just off the outside. And the count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. When the Mariners were here on Sunday night, on opening night, it took them 8 innings to score a run. Finally brought one home in the bottom of the 9th. An opportunity, though, in the top of the second to score. 3-2. Swinging a ground ball towards short. Sprinkle to shortstop, takes it on 2 hops, shovels, lobs to first in time. Stopping at second on the play is Putz. He did not move as Sprinkle gave him a look. And there's a runner at second with 2 outs for Ben Malgeri. Malgeri, 6 for 14 on the young season, the junior out of Northeastern. Right-handed batter climbs into the box with a runner at second. Putz a leadoff double. Will Harwich leave him stranded? Rajic's first pitch. Swing and a 2-chopper over towards first on the back end. Marcano's got it. Underhand flips to the covering Matt Rajic, and that will do it. A leadoff double by Carter Putz, but he's left stranded. We head to the bottom of the second inning. No score between Orleans and Harwich here at Eldridge Park.
Hi, I'm Steve Anzoni, owner of Fairway Financial and Cape Cod's Retirement Income Specialist. If you want to hit a home run with your retirement income plan, schedule a time to meet with me today.
Get more details at fairwayfinancial.net. That's fairwayfinancial.net.
Welcome back to Eldridge Park. Carlo Jimenez alongside partner Gareth Kwok. Bottom of the second inning upcoming. It will be Jared McKenzie, Julio Marcano, and Benjamin Blackwell to face Evan Shaver. Both teams with opportunities, Gareth, but nobody able to capitalize through our first 3 half innings.
Yeah, it's been, I think, the story early on will certainly be pitching. You got Rajic, who was talented as a closer for UCLA, and you combine that third pitch, he's going to be effective. And then Shaver as well. I mean, it's fun to watch good pitchers duels, watch clean defense. But if you're a Firebirds fan, you're hoping this offense can sort of work its way out of what's been a real funk these last, now? I guess we're approaching 11 innings. So 11 innings straight of no runs. So they're going to pick things up here, and McKenzie's going to try and do that here.
And we'll start with the left-handed batter, Jared McKenzie, playing center field today. Sophomore out of Baylor University, hitting .222 early as he looks towards the left-handed pitcher, Evan Shaver, opening offering. Misses inside. And the count 1 ball, no strikes to McKenzie. 1-0. McKenzie swings, rolls one, on 2 hops to first. Putts, the first baseman, drops to a knee, digs it out, gets to his feet, steps on first, and there's 1 away. A nice play by Putts down at first base. Jared McKenzie is retired, and up comes Julio Marcano with the bases empty and 1 out.
Yeah, that was a really impressive play by Putts. I had the feeling he was almost just guessing because that took sort of an abrupt hop on him, and he was able to glove it for the unassisted putout.
Marcano just 2 for 14, the right-handed batter. First pitch, swing and a miss. And the count, no balls, 1 strike, 91 on that pitch from Shaver. Julio Marcano, a home run on opening night here at Eldridge against the Mariners. Able to pull one down the left field line. 0-1. Off the outside. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. But since then, Gareth, he is 1 for 13. And a guy who's kind of waiting for Jordan Sprinkle and Jace Young to get on that plane flight to Team USA. 1-1. Strike on the outside edge, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right now playing first base, but at NJIT was more a middle infield kind of guy. 1-2. Swinging a sharply hit ground ball to third. Third baseman Wilkin gloves it belt high. Long throw to first in time to beat the speedy Marcano. And quickly 2 outs in the second. So with 2 outs and the bases empty, it will be Benjamin Blackwell. Right-handed batter steps on. Bottom of the second inning, no score between Orleans and Harwich. A rematch of opening night. These two teams playing their 3rd game in 9 days. Second one was rained out at White House Field. We got 2.5 innings in. First pitch to Blackwell. Strike on the outside edge, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Gareth, it seems like Shaver's strategy to these right-handed hitters is to attack the outside part of the zone. He's getting a lot of called strikes.
Yeah, it's a good fastball curveball combination so far.
0-1. Swing and just getting the end of the bat on it is Blackwell as he spoils it foul. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, Shaver has done a terrific job early in counts establishing the outside. Sun dropping behind the trees, shadows starting to engulf Eldridge Park. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the second, no score. 0-2. Upstairs, Blackwell lays off the high fastball. And the count, 2 balls, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind still blowing strong to center. Blackwell's jersey flapping in the wind, 1-2. Strike 3 on the outside. Down goes Benjamin Blackwell. 3 up, 3 down in the second. 4th strikeout for Evan Shaver, and that will do it. Through 2, we're scoreless. 2 hits for both teams, but no runs across. We'll head to the 3rd inning. It's an even game here at Eldridge. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson. Try one more time. Noah, if you're out there, go ahead.
potentially some future Firebirds. The Barnstable Little League team made an appearance to today's game. And, guys, I know you had the opportunity to talk with Kelly, meet with the players. You know, what was that like, kind of being able to meet the people that you're looking up to a bit?
Good.
Good? That's all we got? One word? Anybody else got some thoughts?
It was very fun. I just loved learning the numbers of the...
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of everybody that we've seen so far, do we have any favorite players?
Yeah. Number 5.
Number 5?
Rylan Thomas.
Rylan Thomas leads the league in hitting. Good choice.
Number 12.
Number 12.
Number 10.
All right, so they all actually met up with the numbers that they wear with the numbers on the team. A lot of fun. I know you guys are looking for a foul ball over here. Is there any?
My favorite is...
All right, your favorite. You can't come on. I'm going to put you on the spot. Favorite.
36.
All right, and like I said, I know you guys were looking for a foul ball over here. One kind of came close. Who's getting the first foul ball out of all you guys?
Me.
All right, that was a lot of hands at once. I don't know. It seems like we got a lot of competition over here, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on the broadcast. A bunch of future Firebirds I'm talking with here, but I'll send it back to you guys in the booth for this one.
Thanks so much, Noah. Well, Gareth, if I want a foul ball, I know where not to go, because over there, you're just too much competition.
I was just about to say, it's going to be a very stiff competition to get. Those kids are all over the place, and they're fast, too. They're real fast.
Right-handed batter Hal Hughes into the box to start the top of the third. First pitch, way upstairs from Rajic as it rolls right towards us. And the count 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be Hughes, Lucky, Preisner, 9-1-2 to open up the top of the third. Mariners have had 2 doubles, and they have left both runners stranded at second base. Rajic looks on, gets the sign he likes, 1-0. Breaking ball, misses inside. Count 2 balls and no strikes to Hughes. Hughes hitting .250. He has taken 4 walks this early in the season. 2-0. Swinging a blooper into right field, charging the right fielder Cox. It drops in front of him as he dives, and it gets by him. Rounding first on his way to second is Hughes. Cox picks up the baseball down the right field line and is into second base with the double is Hal Hughes. The third double of the ball game for the Harwich Mariners, and another one to lead off an inning here in the third.
Looked like Connor Cox kind of got caught in between whether he wanted to dive or just kind of lay up, and he sort of stumbled out there in right field. That ball able to get past him, and so he should have been able to lay up, as it looks like we have a discussion here with the umpires. Looks like nothing doing.
Mikey Garcia talking to Mike Rodeo. Nothing happened. Third hit of the ball game for Harwich. A runner in scoring position as we open up the third inning. Right-handed batter Rajic looks on. First pitch to the lefty Lucky. Puts the bunt down. Bunts it foul on the first base line. On the count, no balls, 1 strike. Harwich knows runs are hard to come by here at Eldridge without the wind. And with the wind blowing in, just makes everything that much harder.
Yeah, this is the small ball play and strategy without a doubt. Get that guy over the third and try and drive him in with a ground ball or a fly ball that's deep enough.
The 0-1 to Lucky from Rajic. No, Rajic looks back to second. Lucky struck out swinging in his first at-bat to open up the ball game. Lucky drafted out of high school, 430th overall in the 14th round. 0-1. And he swings and grounds one third base side. Third baseman Locklear looks at second, throws to first in time for the out. Staying at second base is Hal Hughes. Tyler Locklear does a good job to keep the runner. And there's one away in the top of the third.
One of the things that I thought was pretty interesting when Jonathan Cannon yesterday started for Orleans told our team writer Cole Bradley was how he enjoyed how thick that infield grass is whenever you get a ground ball, and it certainly played into that factor there with Locklear. If you're a ground ball pitcher, this is the field you want to play on.
Right-handed batter Zach Preisner into the box. Opening offering, breaking ball at the bottom of the zone for a strike. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Top 3, no score between Harwich and Orleans. A rematch of opening night. And a Harwich team that has had the bats hot. 11 runs in their last 2 games. 0-1 to Preisner from Rajic. Strike on the outside edge. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Harwich has also been one of the more patient teams this season Gareth, they have taken the most walks as a ball club this year. So they'll make the pitchers work. Rajic has given up 2 doubles today, but 3 doubles, but no walks. 0-2 high on the fastball. Breisner lays off, and they count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rajic at a UCLA, the closer this past year, was terrific for the Bruins out of Westwood. Bringing his talents here to Orleans. Trying to open up this game. 1-2. Misses off the outside. And they count 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the Bruins, Gareth, have had their stamp on this game, their stamp on this team this season. Jake Somm going 3 innings yesterday was terrific. Did not give up a run. And Rajic opening up this game. Runner at second is Hughes after his double to open up the top of the third. The 2-2. Swinging a slow roller up the middle. Shortstop Sprinkle to his left. Gloves it off the dirt. Throws to first in time. On to third goes Hal Hughes. And a runner 90 feet away with 2 outs for Brock Wilkin. So Wilkin, who doubled his last time up. Again, Wilkin, Putz, Hughes have all doubled. None of them have come in to score. And an opportunity for Brock Wilkin to try to change that, as pitching coach Matt Troop is going to come out of the pen to talk to Max Rajic. Gareth, what do you think Matt Troop wants to go over with his starting pitcher?
Well, this is certainly just going to be a conversation about how to approach Brock Wilkin here, who right now is the hottest hitter in the Harwich lineup, and got to be careful with the power that Wilkin has and the way he's been hitting as of late. And so this is just a conversation to try and sort of make sure everyone's on the same page and develop a strategy for how to approach Wilkin. And because Wilkin, back in the first inning, roped a double to right field. So he's got an opportunity here to drive in the first run of the game. And Max Rajic, we'll see how they approach this here against the big, tall right-handed hitter from Wake Forest.
Scoreless game, top of the third. 2 outs, a runner at third, and Hal Hughes. And an opportunity for Harwich to draw first blood at Eldridge Park on this Monday night. A beautiful night at Eldridge Park, partly cloudy. First pitch, up high to Brock Wilkin. And the count 1 ball, no strikes.
And they may just pitch. They might try and nibble here, get him to chase, but they may not challenge him at all here. We'll see.
Wilkin hitting 409, 1-0. Misses strike on the outside edge, And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Had a grand slam yesterday in a game which Harwich was down 5-0 and won it 11-6. Talk about a comeback. 1-1 from Rajic. Misses inside, says home plate umpire Mike Rodeo. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. At third, Hughes with his lead. 2 outs, top 3. No score. 2-1. Off the outside, Wilkin lays off. And they count 3 balls and a strike. And Garrett, the advantage of pitching around Wilkin, putting him on at third, is you have that force at second base should something hard come up the middle. So walking him here isn't the worst thing. 3-1. And he swings and pops it up on the infield, right towards the mound. Rajic sprints out of the way, coming in the first baseman Marcano, and he makes the catch. That will do it. A leadoff double, and once again, Harwich unable to capitalize. We'll head to the bottom of the third. No score between the Mariners and the Firebirds here at Eldridge Park.
All right, Carlo, time now to do a Around the Cape score update here. Let's go through the scoreboard here in the CCBL. As of now, from Red Wilson Field, Brewster taking on YD. 1-1 tie heading into the bottom of the ninth. So YD, if they're unable to score here in this bottom of the ninth, they'll tie it for the 2nd straight game. Interesting there from Lowell Park at Cotuit. Hyannis versus Cotuit. Kettleers 13-4 over the Harbor Hawks. They're in the top of the 8th. From Doran Park in Bourne, Chatham versus Bourne. Anglers leading 3-2 over the Braves. They're in the last of the 6th. And last but not least, from Wareham at Spillane Field, Falmouth and Wareham tied up at 3. They are still early, though. Top of the 3rd inning from Wareham.
Thanks so much, Gareth. It would be a bummer if you're that YD team. Back-to-back ties. That would not be fun, especially ties in which it was 0-0 and now 1-1.
Yeah, right now it's bottom 9, and there's 2 down for YD with nobody on base, Carlos. So it looks like it's on their way to their 2nd consecutive tie, which you never feel great about a tie, and especially you know, on the Cape, it's, you know, of course you want to get the win, but for YD, I mean, that's been their story the last two games. It's been great pitching, and they can't get the offense going as well.
So in stands the right-handed batter, Garrett Gilliman, to open up the bottom of the third. No score between Orleans and Harwich here at beautiful Eldridge Park. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Gilliman chases a breaking ball. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Garrett 1 for 10 on the season. The catcher from USC. Doing a great job behind the dish, though. Him along with Mickness have been fantastic. 0-1. Low. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, Garrett, this Orleans team has only thrown 2 wild pitches on the year, and you have to credit that to the 2 catchers. Able to keep balls in front of him. Garrett trying to get on base here. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Boy, he took a rip there. Missed it all. On the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gilliman, sophomore out of USC. 2 USC guys in the lineup today. Rylan Thomas in the 2-hole. 1-2. Misses inside. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gilliman.
Looked like a pretty good spot, but may have been just a bit inside. I think if it was a better frame, better reception by McKeithen, maybe it's strike 3.
2-2 to the plate. Gilliman swings and misses and strikes out. That's strikeout number 5 for Evan Schaver, the first time through the lineup. And the lineup card is flipped, and it will be Jordan Sprinkle with the bases empty and 1 out. Two straight strikeouts for Schaver, 1 to end the second, 1 to start the third. And it's the right-handed batter Sprinkle who struck out looking in his first at-bat. Opening offering off the outside. On the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom 3 here at Eldridge Park, no score between Orleans and Harwich. Both teams have had opportunities to bring runners across. 1-0. Strike on the outside edge, and the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yet they have not capitalized.
Carter Smith out of BYU getting loose. Right-hander for Orleans.
1-1. Another strike on the outside part of the plate. Sprinkle doesn't necessarily agree. Took a long look at Mike Rodeo. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes. When you're able to paint that outside edge, right-handed hitters have to protect. 1-2. That's what Sprinkle tries to do. He swings and misses, but the ball gets away back to the backstop, and Jordan Sprinkle is going to reach. A strikeout wild pitch gets Sprinkle aboard. Speed on the base paths. Here in the bottom of the third with 1 out, and up comes the left-handed batter, Rylan Thomas. Well, any way you can, Gareth.
Most certainly, but Evan Schaver, that's the wild pitch, but 6 strikeouts. He's been really fooling these Orleans hitters.
Up comes the left-handed batter, Thomas, who got a single to left his last time up. Wind picks up here in the bottom of the third at Eldridge Park. Orleans with a go-ahead run on base. Throw back to first. It gets away for a second. Sprinkle on his way to second. The first baseman Putz tracks it down the right field line. And there's a runner in scoring position now with 1 out in the bottom of the third.
Similar to how Orleans did it against YD, could this be the opportunity where the Firebirds take advantage of defensive miscues? YD, this was at Red Wilson Field on Saturday, YD had 2 or 3 miscues defensively as well as wild pitches that allowed Orleans to tack on runs, had a big inning, putting up 3 runs. Can they do it this time on a wild pitch after a strikeout and then just a bad play by Schaver on the snap throw to try and get Sprinkle at first?
Runner at second is Jordan Sprinkle. He reached on a wild pitch on a strikeout and went to second on a throwing error by Schaver. He's at a free 180 feet. Can Rylan Thomas bring him home? Left-handed batter looks on. Schaver's first pitch misses inside. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes to Thomas. Thomas hitting .444, leading the Cape Cod Baseball League. And already 1 for 1 today, which extends his 4-game hitting streak to 5. Sprinkle running. Schaver looks. He throws to third. Not in time. Jordan Sprinkle steals third. Off the lefty, Evan Schaver, and he's 90 feet away with 1 out.
How about Sprinkle timing up Schaver? He knew where he was going to go. He knew to get ahead, keep going, keep going. He's not going to throw, he's not going to throw, and once he got too far ahead, it was just going to be too late for Schaver to try and get him at third.
1 out, runner at third. Sacrifice fly in play in the bottom of the third, scoreless game, 1-0. Strike at the bottom of the zone to Ryland Thomas. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. So Sprinkle goes to first on a strikeout wild pitch. Reaches second on an error. Comes third on a stolen base. Can Ryland Thomas bring him home? Another great opportunity for Orleans. Looking to draw first blood against Harwich. 1-1. Swinging a line drive, foul over Route 28 down the left field line into the trees. Boy, whoever's homes, Gareth, along this road, Route 28, they must just have Cape Cod baseballs in their backyard every night, and multiple.
Oh yeah, there's going to be plenty of souvenirs, and now Harwich is going to bring the whole infield in here instead of just the corners.
Everybody in with 2 strikes to Thomas. Sprinkle leads at third. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Thomas chases one in the dirt, picked up by the catcher McKeithen, who looks at third and fires to first. Strikeout number 7 for Evan Schauber. And with 2 outs and a runner at third, it's up to Connor Cox to try to put Orleans on the board in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Ryland Thomas does not strike out much. Only 2 strikeouts heading into this game, but Evan Schauber, it's that hard breaking ball with some good spin on it, and it's been really, really fooling these Orleans hitters.
So Cox will now need to get aboard to bring in Sprinkle. No more sacrifice fly in play with 2 outs. First pitch to the right-hander. And he swings and fouls one off. Connor Cox had a long at-bat with Evan Schauber his last time up. Those 2 battled before Connor was able to hit one into left field and pull a baseball. Cox looks towards Schauber. Sprinkle leads at third. 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Scoreless, Harwich and Orleans. Schauber taking a long time. Deals. 0-1. Downstairs. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Chase Young on deck. The cleanup man for Orleans. Jordan Sprinkle, after stealing third, takes his lead. Firebirds trying to get a run, something they didn't do all of yesterday. 1-1 to Cox. Skips in and got him. Clips Connor Cox on the right ankle. He'll take a bruise and a base. And up comes Jace Young with runners to the corners and 2 outs. So Connor Cox hit by a pitch. And he reaches first base, and up comes Jace Young, who struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. The go-ahead run at third. Cox now takes his lead at first. Young looking for his 4th RBI of the year. First pitch, low and away. And the count 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom 3 here at Eldridge Park. Harwich has doubled 3 times today and has not scored once. Firebirds got Sprinkle aboard on a wild pitch on a swinging strike 3. Now trying to bring him home from third. Time is called at the plate by Young. Young in his final days in a Firebird uniform headed to Team USA. Him and Sprinkle, who leads at third, on the same fly out of here. 1-0. Breaking ball misses, gets away for a second. Cox on his way to second. McKeithen doesn't throw on to second, knowing there's a runner at third. And Connor Cox takes an uncontested stolen base and 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Well, the Firebirds with some nice base running, taking advantage of the mistakes by Schauber. Young looks on. 2-0. Low. 3 balls and no strikes. First base is now open after Cox took second. Harwich and Orleans. These 2 teams facing off for the 3rd time in just 9 days. Seeing a lot of each other. And can the Firebirds grab the win here on this Monday night? 3-0. Strike on the outside edge. Young thought he had first base. He spun, turned, started to gallop towards first. And home plate umpire Mike Rodeo said, hang on a second. And they count 3 balls and 1 strike. Sprinkle leads at third. Cox at second. 2 outs. Scoreless game. 3-1. Strike on the inside part of the plate. And they count 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Young.
Yeah, Schauber's go-to pitch right now is just it's that curveball.
Schauber has already struck out 7 Firebirds. He's facing his 13th of the night. 2 on, 2 out, bottom 3. Can Orleans get a run on the board? 3-2. Swinging a sharply hit ball right at the second baseman, Hughes. He waits for it, gloves it at the ankles, and lost to first for the out. 2 left on, and that will do it for the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Firebirds once again unable to bring a run home with runners in scoring position. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, with a report. Noah?
Yeah, appreciate it, Carlo. So another home game means we got another set of trivia, and we've based it upon the starting pitcher. Again, Max Rajic, he's trotting out there, been pitching wonderful, but the trivia has to do with his time at UCLA. He was primarily used as the closer, so the question is, in 32.2 innings pitched, that's how many Max had this season, how many strikeouts did he record? We've seen, what he can do with the Firebirds, but how many did he get with the Bruins? I want to see all your guesses on Twitter. We'll be sure to have that on our Twitter at Orleans Firebirds, and get them in. Congrats to Chad McKenzie for getting last night's trivia, and we got another one tonight. Get all your answers in, but for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. And Max Rajic's night is complete. Rajic will end the night with 3 innings, allowing 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And as we sort of expected, he will be on that 3-inning limit. So he will now give way to the right-hander from BYU, rising sophomore Carter Smith. Smith making his 3rd appearance already of the summer, and in 3 innings, he's allowed only 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he's been very solid out of the bullpen for manager Kelly Nicholson and for pitching coach Matt Troop. And so the BYU right-hander, who was primarily used as one of their better relievers for the Cougars this spring, and he will try and give the Firebirds some long relief here heading into the 4th.
Carter Smith, you're going to see a slider, a little more to right-handed hitters. He'll throw the fastball the same amount of time to righties and lefties. Fastball tops out around 92 from him, Gareth. So should be interesting in his 3rd appearance. Rocking the goggles, representing for all the 4 eyes out there, and trying to make some Harwich Mariners hitters look silly in the top of the 4th.
Leading off will be Pat Winkle, left-handed hitter. Standing in against Smith, who's working from the stretch. First pitch is a fastball on the inside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Winkle, the rising junior from UConn, grounded out to second, back in the 1st in his lone at-bat so far. 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul, grounded toward the Harwich on deck circle along the 3rd base line, and it's quickly 0-2 to Winkle. This Harwich Mariners offense that was slow to get going early on at the beginning of this summer. Just 7 runs in their first 4 games, but now they've exploded for 22 in their last 2 games, 11 runs each. Coming off a 2-game winning streak. Smith at the set, no balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Broken bat, softly hit ground ball to the right side. Marcano's going to scoop it up, and he'll toss it over to Smith, covering first base for the out. So that ball that maybe Jace Young should have taken instead of Marcano, but instead, Marcano able to make the play, and heads up defense by Smith to get over to first for the first down of the 4th.
Yeah, Young was playing pretty deep there at second base, and I think Julio thought if he didn't get to that baseball, Winkle would have beaten the throw. Because as you mentioned, Gareth, it was a broken bat single. That ball was rolling slowly towards second.
Here's Carter Putz now from Notre Dame. First pitch from Smith is a slider up high for ball 1. Putz laced a double to lead off the second into right center field. He's been a nice spark in the offense for Harwich since coming onto the Cape. 1-0 pitch, another slider at the belt for a called strike 1. Count even at 1. Mariners with an 11-9 win over Falmouth on Saturday at Gov Fuller Field. And they're coming off an 11-6 win over Chatham yesterday at home. 1-1 pitch, slider runs away. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. So after a bit of a slow start, offense starting to pick itself up, guys starting to come in, and that is sort of the nature of the Cape and how the season will play out. Swing on the 2-1, fouled, and that catches a piece of Garrett Guillemette as he is down and trying to stand up and walk off, as it looks like his left leg is the part in question. And here comes Kelly Nicholson, and here comes one of the Orleans trainers. That ball getting Guillemette square on the left leg, and he's going to take off the protection. Meanwhile, Orleans, they do have another catcher, Justin Mickness, who's not playing today, and I'm sure Justin is probably trying to get loose and stretch himself out in case Guillemette is unable to continue.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised with, it is summer ball, so if Guillemette's not feeling 100%, see if they go with Mickness here.
Think about it, it's only the 4th inning, and Guillemette will have to remain in that squat for the rest of the game. Coach Kelly Nicholson gives Guillemette a pat on the back, and Guillemette looks like he's going to remain in the game.
Gareth, sometimes there's some things scouts see that are intangibles, and Garrett's showing his toughness here, staying in the ball game after taking a tough shot. He is a strong guy behind the plate.
So after the foul ball, count even at 2. Carter Smith at the stretch. The 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, fly down the right field line, headed for the hill. Out of play for a foul ball. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Josh Hood is on deck for Harwich. The future NC State product. It's 2-2 to Carter Putz. Here it is, in the dirt, and Guillemette has to block it. And you can see Guillemette still a little bit gimpy. That left leg certainly is going to be a bit sore for the next couple of days. It's 3-2 now. From the belt, the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Slider not close from Carter Smith, and that is a walk for Carter Putz, who's on base for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, we mentioned it pregame. Harwich leads the league in walks, and they get their first here in the 4th. With the wind in, Gareth, a run is so valuable in this ball game at Eldridge Park. So any base runner is huge.
Josh Hood stands in. First pitch is a fastball on the outside corner at the knees. Called strike 1, 0-1, as you can hear the wind through our microphones, and the flag out in right center field is gusting straight in. 2nd night in a row we've had strong gusts of wind here at Eldridge. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, check swing, and Hood went around. And the count now quickly 0-2. Well, Kelly Nicholson was telling us before the game, too, he's able to walk over to our broadcast booth. He knew it was just going to take 1 run for whoever was going to win last night, given the dimensions and the weather, as quick snap throw to first on the pitch outside, not in time to get Putz. And it certainly could be the story here again. It might just take only 1 run to decide a winner tonight. 1-2, Smith at the set. 1-2. Breaking ball, got him looking on the outside corner. Hood goes down looking. First strikeout of the night for Carter Smith, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. So here is Aaron McKeithen now, catcher for Harwich. Bounced out to short back in the 2nd. First pitch swing, and he rolls it toward the hole. Sprinkle has it. Jump throw deep in the hole, and a scoop from Marcano. Got him! Oh my! Jordan Sprinkle, the defense from the UC Santa Barbara shortstop continues to amaze. What a play from Sprinkle deep in the hole to retire McKeithen. Harwich, no runs on no hits, no errors. One is left stranded. On we go now to the home half of the fourth inning. No score here between the Mariners and the Firebirds. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Your Orleans Firebirds would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape League Baseball. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20, that's CCBL20, for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves. Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your ride is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Oh, can Rogers Gray do as well as Jordan Sprinkle at shortstop? That's what I want to know, because that guy, nothing gets by him.
I mean, it seems like any time we see a nice play by Jordan Sprinkle, we're always like, okay, well, that's probably the best we're going to see for now. I don't think he's going to get another opportunity, but that might be the play so far of Jordan Sprinkle's season, you could say, at shortstop. I think that's the best play we've seen him make so far, considering how deep that throw was in the hole at shortstop. And given that McKeithen is a catcher and maybe is not the fastest guy on the team, but still, Jordan had to get all of his frame into that throw, and a nice scoop by Marcano as well at first base for the inning ending out. So Orleans now will bring up to the plate Locklear, McKenzie, and Marcano, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Firebirds, as they will face off against Shaver, once again the left-hander from the University of Cincinnati. No score here, heading into the bottom of the fourth. First pitch to Locklear is a changeup, swing and a miss. Strike one to the VCU third baseman Tyler Locklear, who struck out back in the first inning in his first at-bat. 0-1, swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. Locklear can't make contact, gets 0-2. Evan Shaver, 3 innings in, has only allowed 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. 0-2 pitch, Locklear goes down swinging. Shaver pulling the string again, another beautiful breaking ball, and down goes Locklear for the second time already tonight. 1 away here in the fourth. Strikeout number 8 for the left-hander Evan Shaver. Who many draft experts consider him to be a top pick coming in a few weeks. Jared McKenzie, left-handed hitter from Baylor, takes first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Shaver was supposed to pitch for Harwich last summer. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic threw a wrench into that. And here he is, though, already with an impressive second start after a great opening start against Chatham. McKenzie re-enters the box. He bounced out to first back in the second inning. 1-0 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line, giving chase as a left fielder Hood. This is going to be out of play. Count evened up at 1 to McKenzie. Outfield straight away. Infield also straight away. Third baseman Wilkin playing a little bit in as the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball, a high strike called by home plate umpire Mike Rabideau, and so it's 1-2 now to McKenzie. With Julio Marcano on deck for Orleans. Here's the 1-2. McKenzie swings and flies one down the left field line. That one's going to go beyond Route 28. Into the trees. 1-2. Sun almost setting completely as the lights continue to shine here at Eldridge. 1-2. High fastball, swing and a miss. McKenzie down swinging. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Shawver, and he has 9 strikeouts as there's 2 down here in the 4th.
Hey, Garrett, for the most part, Shawver's just a 2-pitch guy, and yet he's got everybody fooled. That slider is working for him today.
Nobody has been able to pick up the slider. Julio Marcano stands in, and Marcano swings and lifts one high and deep into left center field. It's going to stay in the park. Now coming on in is Malgiri after initially going back, and he makes the catch to his right to retire the side. A 1-2-3 4th inning thrown by Evan Shawver. He has 9 strikeouts through 4 innings here at Orleans. We now go to the 5th. Carter Smith back out on the hill. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Noah Searson, with skipper Kelly Nicholson. As Kelly jogs over to talk to Noah. Always grateful of Skip's time.
Yeah.
And go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Carlos. A real quick, Skip. May need a little jump start in the offense. And one guy that just got here is Arkansas's slugger, Matt Goodart. You think we can maybe see him in a pinch hitting appearance tonight?
Yeah, it's funny you asked. I just put him down. I made sure I made a note to, if we need a pinch hitter late, we'll go to Goody.
All right, and then Garrett Gillimet, he had a little slight injury in that last half inning. Can you just give us an update?
Yeah, he's fine. It just hit him. Ball got him on the outside of the knee.
All right, appreciate it. Let's get back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Noah. Top 5 here from Eldridge. Carter Smith. First pitch to Ben Malgiri is a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So expect Matt Goodhart off the bench perhaps later in this game. A breaking ball on the 0-1 is outside. Count even at 1. And good to hear that Gillimet is okay after what looked like he might not be able to continue for the rest of the game. Breaking ball on the 1-1 pitch is outside. Count even now, or count 2-1 now to Malgiri, who grounded out to first back in the 2nd inning in his first at bat. 2-1 from Smith. Breaking ball at the knees. I called strike 2. It's now 2-2. So Carter Smith, 2nd-year freshman who is one of BYU's go-to relievers out of the bullpen. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Tapped foul by the right-handed hitting Malgiri. And we'll have a 2-2 coming again. Smith in 19 appearances for the Cougars this spring had a 1-4 record with a 4.17 ERA. 41 innings pitched, he had 48 strikeouts over 16 walks. 2-2. Breaking ball just a bit up high. And the count will go full 3-2. It's Malgiri, Hughes, and Lucky, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Harwich here in this top of the 5th at the minimum. From the stretch, 3-2. And Smith misses badly with that one in the dirt, ball 4. And he's already walked 2 hitters so far tonight. It's time the leadoff man for Harwich aboard now for Hal Hughes.
Hey, Garrett, this is the 3rd time in this ball game that Harwich is able to get the leadoff guy on the base paths, and they have not capitalized today.
Mariners have not been able to get a guy over to 3rd yet today. Here's Hughes, and he shows bunt. That ball skips away from Gillimet to the backstop, and easily taking 2nd is Malgiri. And now Hughes could do a job here, and again, with the wind blowing in, and maybe small ball is the strategy here for both sides. Hughes, if he can get the bunt down, would certainly set up a nice situation for Harwich, as Gillimet will now jog over to Carter Smith and give him a little pep talk, give him some words of encouragement.
Jack Philby, the reliever out of UCLA, getting warm in the pen right now for Orleans.
So Philby getting loose. it's going to be the bullpen the rest of the way now for Orleans. Smith, a look over at second now. Going to fake a move over to second there. And he'll go over the signs with Jordan Sprinkle at second. Hughes doubled back in the third inning off of Max Rajic. 1-0 pitch, chopped down the third base line, foul. He lined one into right field, and Connor Cox, the right fielder, got caught in between whether he wanted to slide or dive or just lay up, and the ball got past Cox and allowed Hughes to take second for the double. Smith with a throw now down to second, that one not in time. Looked like he stumbled a bit there trying to spin move off the rubber.
Yeah, he really kicked that leg on that spin.
Yeah, once he stumbled, it was going to be too late.
Last call, 50-50.
Malgeri with his lead at second. Here's the pitch. Hughes pops one up in the shallow right field. Connor Cox to his left. Now coming in, makes the catch. Malgeri is going to stay at second base. And so it's a non-productive out off the bat of Hal Hughes. One away here in the top of the fifth.
And you can see how much the wind is blowing here, Garrett. That ball started towards Cox, and then at the very end, he went a good 10 yards to his left. It is another windy day on the Cape, and at Orleans, blowing strong.
As here comes manager Kelly Nicholson now, making the walk out. He's going to take the baseball from Carter Smith, and so Smith does a nice job in relief. Runner on second, one out, and we'll have ourselves a New Orleans pitcher when we come back here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Top five, no score between Harwich and Orleans. Runner on second with one out. Top of the order coming up for Harwich and Orleans. New pitcher now, it's going to be the right-hander from UCLA, the rising junior Jack Philby. Carlo, what should we know about Jack Philby now taking over the hill?
Yeah, Jack was actually a two-way player for UCLA, but spent a majority of his time on the mound. He's from Sacramento, California. He's appeared twice before for Orleans this season, once against Chatham, in which he gave up a home run, and then once against Wareham, and an inning and a third against the Gatemen. He gave up 6 hits and 2 earned runs, faced 10 batters. That is his last outing on the 25th. From Jack Philby, you're going to see a fastball that tops out around 98. Doesn't really have a curve. He'll use a slider and a changeup. Slider is around 82, and so is the change. Throws the fastball a lot to left-handed hitters. In fact, about 70% of the time, and he'll use the slider a little more to righties. Likes to work the zone away.
So Philby, he's going to face now Nick Lucky with one out, runner on second, and what has been another pitcher's duel so far for the second straight game. Both teams, this is their 7th game of the summer. Mariners with a 3-3 record, they're at 500. Meanwhile, Orleans with a record of 2-3-1. The tie coming yesterday against YD, and so they do not want to have to tie again. Obviously not lose, but a tie for the second straight game I'm sure won't sit well with many of these guys. As Philby will check over to second. Quick tag by Sprinkle, but Malgeri is back in there at second with a head first dive.
Lucky's got good speed. Let's see if the Mariners play some small ball here.
Well, Jordan Sprinkle not hesitating at all at short to put on the pick play at second. Left-handed hitting Lucky from Coastal Carolina digs in. First pitch from Philby. Line foul. Back to the screen, off to the left. 90-mile-an-hour fastball on the first pitch there from Jack Philby. Count 0-1 to the Harwich right fielder, who was 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first and then bounced out to third in the third. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chases the fastball outside, and it's 0-2. Malgeri at second. He led off this fifth inning via a walk against Carter Smith. Al Hughes popped out to right. Lucky here, trying to get Harwich on the board. 0-2 pitch from Philby. Poked foul, off to the left again. Count remains 0-2. Lucky, who hit .279 with 8 home runs and 34 runs batted in on the spring for the Chanticleers. Does have a home run already on the summer here on the Cape. No balls and 2 strikes. Philby at the chest. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high pop-up down the left field line. That's going to be out of play on the Route 28. 0-2. Zach Preisner on deck out of Notre Dame, the number 2 hitter for Harwich. He'll hit next. 0-2. Philby gets the sign. Malgeri at second. The pitch. In the dirt. Nice block by Guillemette. That pitch spiked in the dirt, and it caught Garrett high up on that chest protector, almost toward the neck, you could say. And that's never comfortable, having to protect a pitch that bounces up toward your neck area. 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Check swing from Lucky. Meanwhile, over to third goes Malgeri. And no on the swing. On the appeal, says third base umpire Tom Ryberg. And now, 90 feet away is Malgeri. And the count 2-2 now.
Garrett, the Firebirds as a team had 2 wild pitches coming into this game this season. They have 2 this inning.
Infield is going to play in here. 2-2 pitch. Lucky swing and a high pop-up along the left field line, out of play. In a game like this, where the wind is blowing in and the guys aren't able to really take pitches out to the fence, it's the little things, the wild pitches, the free 90s, that certainly are magnified in these types of games. 2-2 pitch from the right-hander Philby is low and in. Count 3-2. And Philby does have a base to play with here if he wants to not challenge Lucky. Would set up first and third with 1 out. Opportunity for an inning-ending double play. We'll see what the right-hander from UCLA opts to do. Full count pitch to Nick Lucky. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Guillemette picks it up. He's going to fire over to first to complete the strikeout. So Jack Philby with a gutsy strikeout, and Nick Lucky may have helped Philby out there too, because that pitch was in the dirt. Certainly going to be ball 4. Instead, there's 2 down now, with a runner on third now for Zach Preisner.
Huge out there, because now you don't have to face Brock Wilkin if you're able to retire Preisner. Wilkin, one of the hottest hitters in the Cape Cod, on deck.
Righty on righty matchup. Philby versus Preisner, who's 0 for 2. First pitch, and a line drive into left field. Sprinkle. Did he make the catch? No, says the third base umpire, Tom Ryberg. Jordan Sprinkle dropped the baseball. Malgeri will score from third. And Harwich leads 1-0 on what should have been out number 3 for Orleans. Instead, it's the first run of the game.
So Ben Malgeri goes walk, wild pitch to second, wild pitch to third, and comes home on E6. That is a tough pill to swallow if you're this Orleans group, giving up a run there on a guy who didn't get a hit.
And that ball, it was in Jordan Sprinkle's mitt until it just popped out. It slid out as Brock Wilkin now takes the first pitch in the dirt, ball 1. A tough way for Orleans to give up the first run of the game on what should have been the end of the inning. One ball, no strikes to Wilkin. Here it is. And a ground ball up the middle. It takes a big hop and it goes into center field for a single. Brock Wilkin with a bullet right back up the middle. And 2 on now with 2 out. And here comes Pat Winkle for Harwich.
Yeah, Wilkin with his second hit of the night. He continues his hot start here in the Cape Cod League. And now Philby's got to figure it out. He needs this out here. Cannot allow Harwich to tack on another after pretty much getting a freebie to take the lead.
Well, looks like the official ruling on that play is going to be a hit. 5 hits now for the Mariners as the first pitch to Pat Winkle is fouled straight back toward us here at the broadcast booth. 0-1. So Preisner, RBI single for him. Wilkin, already his second hit of the game. He's at first. Preisner at second. Left-handed hitting Winkle trying to extend the lead. 0-1. Outside. Ball 1, 1-1.
Originally they had it scored as an error, Garrett. There was a 1 on the scoreboard, but I guess the official scorer changed his mind. And Preisner gets an RBI.
1-0 Mariners here in the top of the 5th. Philby, the pitch. Low and in. It hits the umpire, Mike Rabideau's foot, and ricochets out toward the third base side, and both runners are going to advance. And again, another wild pitch. That's the third of the inning from Orleans pitching. And now both runners in scoring position with 2 down. Opportunity for Winkle to put up a number. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss on the low and outside fastball from Philby. It's even at 2 now. What should have been a line out to Jordan Sprinkle to end this half of the 5th instead brought home Harwich's first run. It's 1-0 Mariners. Philby trying to get out of the jam. 2-2. Winkle hits it on the ground to Jordan Sprinkle. He gets it belt high, throws on the run in time to retire the side. Harwich picks up their first run on 2 hits. No errors. 2 are left stranded. We will go now to the last of the 5th. Mariners 1, Firebirds nothing here from Eldridge Park. We'll be right back here on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to become engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs including new majors in sport and recreation management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science. Online at www.currycollege.edu. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high with grilled brioche and served hot, buttered, or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Jimenez, as we are now in the last of the 5th inning. Harwich 1, Orleans nothing. And Evan Shaver still in the game for Harwich, the left-hander from the University of Cincinnati, who has thrown 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, and there's a chance he gets into double digits, as he's going to face the 8, 9, and 1 batters for Orleans: Benjamin Blackwell, Garrett Guillemette, and then Jordan Sprinkle. So can this bottom of the order here, beginning with Blackwell and Guillemette, set up the top of the order that has been able to get on base so far today? Sprinkle, Thomas, and Cox have all reached base today. As Benjamin Blackwell, right-hand hitter from the University of Dayton. First pitch, fastball, just catches the outside for a called strike, going 1. If you combine the 9-inning shutout against YD yesterday and now the 4 innings today, it's been 13 straight shutout innings thrown by the opposition as Blackwell swings and misses at the fastball, 0-2. Orleans has not scored in 13 straight innings. That needs to change. 0-2. Fastball way outside, ball 1. 1-2 now to Blackwell, who on the summer prior to this game was 0 for 6. So he's still looking for his first hit on the Cape. From the windup, 1-2. And that one slips way high and outside to Blackwell. 2-2 now. Blackwell, a temporary player on the roster. He was an All-Atlantic 10 first-team shortstop and the best hitter on the Flyers this spring. 2-2 from Shaver. Breaking ball, foul tipped into the glove of McKeithen for strike 3. And that is 10 strikeouts now for Evan Shaver. 1 away here in the 5th. So here comes Garrett Guillemette now. Right-handed hitter from USC. First pitch on the outside corner with the breaking ball. Looked like a changeup. Called a strike, and Guillemette asking the home plate umpire, Mike Rabideau, about the call. 0-1. A 1 pitch. Guillemette sharply hits one to third, pardon me. Wilkins' throw, though, too high, and it goes over the first baseman, puts his head. Guillemette over to second. He'll get in there with a slide. And so Garrett Guillemette will reach second on an error by Brock Wilkin. Wilkin had plenty of time to make the throw across a diamond, the third baseman, but he just sails it over the head of Putz. Not close at all. And a runner in scoring position for Jordan Sprinkle.
Hey, Guillemette did a good job of running hard to first, even though that looked like a surefire out. So his ability to go on to second was easy after the ball sailed the first baseman Putz.
Jordan Sprinkle now with an opportunity, the tying run at second base, here with 1 out. Guillemette at second. Evan Shaver now has to work from the stretch. Hasn't had to do that much at all tonight. And now time is called.
Base runners have been hard to come by for Orleans, Gareth. Last hit for the Firebirds was with 1 out in the first. Came off the bat of Connor Cox, so they need to take advantage of the runner in scoring position.
First pitch to Sprinkle. Swing and a high pop-up along the right field line onto the hill, out of play. 0-1 to the UC Santa Barbara shortstop Jordan Sprinkle. As Carlo mentioned earlier, Sprinkle and Jace Young will be leaving for Team USA in a couple of days. But Jordan said before the season that he would like to return to Orleans after Team USA. It just all depends on how his body feels. But the plan is to come back. Takes an 0-1 fastball low and outside. 1-1. And Jordan has been very outgoing. He's been interacting with a lot of the youngsters here at Eldridge Park. And plenty of youngsters cheering him on here for this at-bat. Gillimet with his lead at second. 1-1. Swing and a foul behind the backstop.
At USC, and now the Firebirds are even.
Here comes manager Steve Englert now for Harwich. Rylan Thomas has demonstrated almost every ability he has. He may not have the power, but he certainly has the speed, the defense, his line drive contact, hitting for average, and he can bunt as well, folks. As he lays down a beautiful bunt right out in front of the plate, down the first base side. So it's going to go as an infield single for Rylan Thomas. It was going to be a very close play from the catcher McKeithen to first. So Rylan with an RBI. And here comes now Connor Cox for Orleans. Cox, right-handed hitter, first pitch, up the middle. Second baseman Hughes has it. Glove flip to second for one. And the shortstop Preisner unable to get rid of it to first. Scoring is Jordan Sprinkle for the second run in the ball game, and Orleans has now taken a 2-1 lead.
Top three in the lineup, Gareth, has 4 hits today, and they have been the only guys to get to Evan Schauber.
Here's Jace Young now, left-handed hitter from Texas Tech. And now time is called. Scoreboard initially said 1-1, and now it correctly says 2-1, the score for Orleans. And McKeithen, the catcher, now out to talk to Schauber about how to approach Jace Young here. Rylan Thomas retired on the fielder's choice by Connor Cox. Would have been a terrific play by the Harwich middle infield if Hughes and Preisner connected. Hughes had a nice glove flip to Preisner for the out at second, but Preisner could not get the ball out to first.
Pretty good, right?